guys, what's up? Well, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another day of Sheamus. I hope you guys are loving my Sheamus marathon. If you guys are unfamiliar with what Sheamus is, or if you're new to my channel, from November 30th to December 24th, I have a 25-day video marathon. It is super awesome. We have so much fun here every single day for 25 days. It is my favorite part of the holiday. Instead of Vlogmas, I do Sheamus because, let's be honest, I don't leave my house. I'm really introverted and awkward and weird, and so I like to stay home with my cats, and I cross stitch, and I play a lot of Candy Crush, and recently I've gotten into bullet journaling. So with all those characteristics, it's just best I stay at home alone. Anyway, today we're going to be doing a nail tutorial, or kind of like a nail first impressions. I am doing my own dip powder manicure today. Here they are here. I think they actually look super, super great. This is only my second or third time attempting dip powder nails. The first few times I've tried it, I had kits from like the dollar store. They were the worst, and it really discouraged me from trying my own dip powder nails. And if you didn't know, I always do my own acrylic nails. I do not go to nail salons. But for my wedding, I did get my nails done, and she did a dip powder nail on me, and I loved the dip powder so, so much. I thought it was fantastic. So I was like, maybe I will start going to nail salons. And then all these reports have been coming out, of course, of people getting infections and problems and like diseases from these dip powder nail sets at different nail salons, which I feel horrible about, but it makes sense. We're all dipping our fingers into these pots. It's icky, gross. So I was like, how can I do this at home? I wasted my time buying a bunch of cheap sets, and it completely discouraged me. And then I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw this brand called Rossi, and it actually had a ton of great comments under it of people saying how much they love this set. So I decided to go ahead and give it a go. I ordered this, and I ordered a ton of nail powders. We're only going to use 2 in today's video. This is an at-home dip powder nail set. So you have all the little polish things that you'll need, and then of course they have like a bajillion little dip powders that you can choose from. I actually have my husband's holiday party this Friday, and I know I'm wearing black, so I wanted to have like a nice burgundy nail, so I chose the shade F030, and then for glitter I used the shade 68. I will link these down below for you so you don't have to try and remember them. I want you guys to know right away, this definitely dried way darker than it looks in the pot. I think with the more layers you apply, the darker it does go. So bear that in mind. I want to see if they have a shade up from this so I can get a true burgundy, because to me this almost looks black. It's like a dark, dark, dark burgundy. First thing I kind of want to say about this brand, you'll see in this video how I feel about the products themselves, because I'm going to be showing you guys the process of doing my nails with them. I will say though, it was kind of a strange experience ordering through them. They have a really nice YouTube channel which looked really professional, and I saw the reviews online which were really, really great. However, when I ordered them, first of all, the shipping time was insane. It took almost 2 weeks to get here. I believe that it was shipping from China, and I saw in my shipping that it was kind of just in the warehouse for a really, really, really long time. Like I said, almost 2 weeks for delivery, which I think is a little crazy. The other thing that I'm semi-grateful for and yet still slightly annoyed by, Rossi Beauty actually caught a mistake on their end before I caught it. So I appreciate that someone was paying attention and cared enough to let me know that something happened. So I had ordered the Rossi Let It Glow powder kit. So the kit came with obviously dip powder, as well as the essential activating top coats and things. You know, this has your base coat, your activator, and your top coat in it. You cannot do the dip nails without this system. Like, this is the real star here. This is the system that you need. So I got an email from this brand saying, hey, your set was sent to you without this. We never sent this, and someone in our fulfillment center caught it, and we'll be sending that to you as well. Mind you, this email was sent to me like far after my package has shipped, so they said it will take an additional 6 to 12 business days to get to me. That really sucks if you order something and you're already waiting for it, and then they realize they didn't send you all of it, so you have to wait another 6 to 12 days. So it took forever to finally get this freaking kit. So I think that's a good and bad. I'm annoyed that that happened because I had to wait, you know, an additional week, almost 2 weeks to film this video. But at the same time, I am happy that someone is there paying attention and catching mistakes, and I like that they brought it straight to me. You know, they don't know who I am. I didn't reach out and say, hey, I'm an influencer. Like, I don't ever do that crap. I just buy my shit and I use it when it comes. But I like just being a customer and knowing that if they made a mistake, they brought it to my attention before I had to go after them and be like, what is going on? They caught it before I had any idea. And I do appreciate that they also followed up with an email and said, hey, just so you know, this is what happened. This is what we're doing. So bleh. I'm sorry about this. Luca has come to join us and he will not leave. So I actually bought a little little set. I bought the Let It Glow set, and it came with this kit and 2 of the dip powders for originally $79.99, and they had a discount code that took $30 off, so it was $49.99. And then I just bought a few more of their dip powders, which were $12.99. So I'll link all of this down below for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the tutorial now. Again, I just wanna tell you, I am in no way an expert. I'm fairly new to this, so my nails are not perfect whatsoever, but honestly, I will take mediocre DIY nails any day over having infections or anything of that nature. And I think it is something we should all really consider. Also, excuse this super weird makeup. I was just filming like a testing video. You guys will see. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so I've glued my acrylics. They have dried. They are ready to be shaped. So we're going to take our giant nail clipper thinger. And as you can see, there's a hole here. So you just want to go ahead and slide your nail in there. And, you know, determine your tip, determine your length. I kind of cut really right where it really starts decreasing. You guys know I don't like them super long because of my editing, my cross stitching. I do a lot of activities with my fingernails, and I just can't function with super, super, super long ones. So now that they're trimmed to the length that I want, I go ahead and take a smaller nail clipper, and I just trim the sides of the nail to give us that almond shape. And you can make them really pointy if you want. I typically buff them. I'm someone who, like, if my nails snag on hair or material, I will throw up. I literally get sick by anything ever tugging on my nails. Like, you know when you break a nail and then like something tugs on it, like a material, it makes me sick to my stomach. I can't stand it. So I like my tips to be a little bit smoother. So now we're gonna take a nail file. This is by Azure Beauty. I actually think this might be from another dip kit that I had. I don't remember. And I'll just go ahead and start shaping them and filing them down. All right, so once you have your desired shape, and I do really like this shape, you wanna actually buff your nail to get rid of that shininess. If your nails are shiny or oily, the bond has a hard time adhering and sticking, and it can lead to a lot of problems. Now, if you're doing this on your natural nails, be very gentle, do not over buff. You don't want to weaken your nails, but if you're doing it on acrylics, you know, it doesn't really matter because it's not our natural nails. So, and sometimes with the acrylics, you have to actually buff a little bit more because that's like a really intense, you know, like plastic shine there. And be sure to get rid of any of that shininess. We want it completely matte. Now, once you're done buffing your nails, you want to take a lint-free wipe, and these actually did come in this Rossi set, which I really appreciated. Take a little bit of alcohol and just buff off any of that dust. This will also help remove any possible oil you have on your nails. You definitely don't want any of that. And we are ready to start, you guys. So here we have all of our really important items. These all here are necessary to get your dip powders to actually stay and set and lock in. And they make it really easy to let you know what order to go into. So the very first thing we want is the base coat. Now your base coat is basically a glue. You want to work quickly with this. You also want to use it just as you would a nail polish. You want to make sure it fully covers your nail, but does not touch the outsides of your nails, because then the dip powder will adhere to your skin as well. You want to be really clean with this. Before filming this, I was watching a bunch of dip nail tutorials, and a lot of people recommend not taking it fully to the cuticle just yet. Now you want to have thin, even coats. Don't go in super thick or your nails can come out a little clumpy, and you kind of want to take it to about 1/3 of the way to your nail, and then we're going to slowly work up towards the cuticle. Sometimes, and actually I have an example of this on my other hand, you can see right here, I took it too far to the cuticle right away and I got a little awkward buildup there. So you want to avoid that. Now you're going to take your dip powder. I will link the exact one I have down below. And you want to put this in at a 45-degree angle and kind of shake the bottle as you're doing it. You want it to really get into all those little spots. Tap off your nail. Grab a paper towel because this can get a little messy if your powders are a little bit fuller. You're going to tap off that excess, and you're going to want to brush away any of the loose powder. Now this brush is perfect for this, you guys, and I feel like we all have one hanging around. This is from the Benefit box blushes. I feel like we all have a ton of these if you've ever bought a box blush and then we end up never using them. So you're going to use this to dust away your nail, but not just yet. You want to remember that this is a glue essentially, so you need it to dry. If you buff buff that excess powder away too soon, it's gonna kind of crumble up and get a little weird because it's still wet. So we wanna give that a little time. And again, have a paper towel. This gets a little messy if it's your first time. This is only like my third or fourth time, so I'm still, like I said, in no way an expert, you guys. This is just kind of like a do my nails with me video. I'm not trying to give anyone like an actual real tutorial or real advice, just a basic girl doing her nails, you know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna go ahead and do the first layers on all of our other nails. Now that this is kind of dried a little bit, we're gonna go in with my Benefit brush, and of course it does not look perfect. It does not look opaque just yet. This one's a little bit better. We got to go in a few more times. I mean, you can see here, my nails got super dark. I was a little bummed about this color. And the one thing I will say is I have found with dip powders, they are almost always darker than what they look like in the bottle. Like, I thought this was going to be just the most beautiful kind of mauve burgundy, and it's almost black. Like, I think to the average person, I mean, even myself, I look at it and I'm like, that's black. So now when we go in for a second time, we want to bring the base up a little bit closer to the cuticle. Not fully all the way just yet, but getting a little bit closer. And then when you dip your nails at a 45-degree angle, you also kind of want to shake around the tub of powder so it's kind of adhering to any possible gaps. And it should start looking a little something like this. So now let's go ahead and finish off the hand. Okay, so while I was doing this, you guys, I was kind of so focused on describing like how to do this, or I was just kind of really too focused, and I forgot that this nail that I'm doing right now was gonna be my glitter nail. But that's okay because you can actually layer with these. So I'm still gonna layer the glitter onto this nail in a little bit. Not yet. We gotta fully coat it now in the burgundy because I'm a bozo. Okay, you guys, now we're getting into the final layer. I believe they've dried enough, so I'm gonna take my little Benefit brush here and dust off those nails, dust off the excess. Okay, so on this last base application, we can get it closer to the cuticle now. I'd still leave about a hairline distance between the polish or the base and your cuticle. Okay, now dipping into the powder. Oh my gosh, I spilled everywhere. Again, you probably won't be as messy as I am. And there are actually like little devices you can buy that will collect all of the powder that falls off so you can put it back into your jar. This hand is going much smoother than my other hand went. Okay, so now we are getting to the nail that I wanted to have some glitter on. So we're gonna go ahead and apply the base coat as you do. And now instead of going into the burgundy, we're gonna take it into this gold glitter one, super cute, and tap that off. And it's hard to tell now because it's a little powdery, but it will have some glitter in there. And finishing off with our pinky. Okay, so before we get into the next step, you wanna make sure your nails are nicely buffed. Get rid of any excess powder. And we're now going to use the activator. Now it's super important to let your activator dry for about a minute, but I would even play it safe and do it longer. When I was doing this on my other hand, I did let it dry for probably about 2 minutes, and I still felt like it could have dried longer because my top coat brush that you use after this actually hardened. So I think it definitely could have dried a little bit longer to avoid that. So continue on and just apply this to all of your nails. Okay, guys, our activator is hardened. Now, a good way you can tell if it's actually dry, it should make a nice tapping noise to let you know that it has dried. So now is the fun part for me. We get to actually buff and kind of shape our nails. This is a little buffer block. Actually, my mom gave me this, but you can get these off Amazon, you know, any beauty supply store, even Walmart, Rite Aid, CVS, they all have these buffer blocks. So we're gonna go in and start shaping the nail. This is gonna be annoying, like hearing me talk over this buffing sound. So you basically just want to get your shape. If there's any types of bumps or unevenness, kind of smooth that down. You don't have to do too much, but just kind of try to make them all a little bit more consistent. Make sure you go around the edges if there's any like dip powder kind of clinging on at the end to make it a little bit rough. Get under there and really file that clean. All right, so we are perfectly buffed and filed, you guys. Now you want to take another one of your lint-free little fabric thingies with a little bit of alcohol and remove any oils and dust. I also at this point like to just wash my hands real quick with a little bit of water and let it fully dry. Be sure to let it fully dry. So I'm gonna go do that and we'll be right back. Okay, now that my nails are dry and they are clean, we're gonna go ahead and apply one more coat of the activator. This is step number 3. If you're wondering why there's no step 1 in these bottles, we just have 2, 3, and 4. Step 1, I looked on their website, it's a base coat. I think it's just kind of like any base coat, but it doesn't come in the kit, so I'm assuming it isn't necessary. So I think we're fine just sticking with 2, 3, and 4. So I'm just applying that activator. This hand went much better than my other hand. Thank goodness. So we're gonna go ahead and let the activator dry again, and then we will follow up with the top coat. Okay guys, now we're on to our final step, which is the top coat. Now again, you wanna make sure that activator dried before you go in with the top coat because it can lead your brush to harden. Mine hardened just a little bit on my last hand, and I do believe it's because my activator wasn't dry enough yet. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply this like you would a normal top coat. Look at that shine. I love applying the top coat to the glitter because then you can finally see the shine. Okay guys, our top coat is on. Now you want to let this dry. They recommend about 2 minutes. I like to wait a full 5 because I like to be safe, and then we'll go in one more time with the top coat and we are done. Okay, and now applying the top coat one final time. And there you go, you guys. Now we just need to let that dry and we are all done. And that is it for my little nail tutorial, you guys. What do you think? I think they look really good, all things considered. I mean, they're done at home, easy peasy. I love that I have all of the products to redo them anytime I want. I think that is super awesome. I love how shiny they are. I just think it's a great alternative to getting them done at the salon. And of course, it is more expensive right away at first. But then once you get used to it and you have all the supplies, you're not paying that fee every time you need your nails done. You're just doing it at home, and it's fun to be creative and try your own things. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will link all the products down below. Thank you for being here for another day of Sheamus. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for another new video. Also, if you guys could head over to my Instagram and give me a like or a follow, I would so appreciate that. I've been like just slightly reaching 90,000 followers for like a year straight, and every time I like just get there, something happens and I lose like 200 followers. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you again soon. Actually, I'll see you again tomorrow. Sheamus is so awesome. Okay, bye.